Welcome. Before we begin, please note that the fire exits are located at the sides and rear of the auditorium. Please keep the aisles clear and please be seated. Mr. Persico, our Vice Principal, and Ms. Santos, our advisor, members of the faculty, parents, and students, welcome to the 2023 induction ceremony for the Westport chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by our chapter secretary, Jenna Coulombe.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by the current members of the National Junior Honor Society.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated.
We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our National Junior Honor Society chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence that you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to have been inducting new members, and with today's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Each year, our chapter elects a Westport Junior High School Teacher of the Year who epitomizes the standards of scholarship, leadership, citizenship, service, and character. Now, to introduce our guest speaker, Skylar Resendiz.
Hello. I have the great honor of presenting our annual Teacher of the Year award. This year, our recipient is Mr. Jonathan Bernier. Mr. Bernier is a Westport High School alumni and has been teaching in the district for 24 years. He is a dedicated member of our community. He's the JV baseball coach here at Westport Middle High School, the sophomore class student council advisor, and he spends his nights in the winter as a scorekeeper at the varsity basketball games. In the classroom, Mr. Bernier is a one-of-a-kind character. He is considerate of different learning styles, is always enthusiastic with the way he teaches, and is entirely devoted to the education of his students. Many 8th graders say that his class can be difficult, but the challenging work prepares you for the big tests like MCAS. The challenging assignments set your expectations high, but when the time comes to take the tests, it's a breeze. I've had the privilege of having Mr. Bernier as my English and homeroom teacher this year. Aside from teaching his lessons, he creates relationships with all of his students. As one of those students, it makes you look forward to having his class. You create a bond with Mr. Bernier that you most likely haven't had with any other teachers in the past. He's the type of teacher that will call you out and make fun of you in a joking way, of course, but no one ever takes it personally because we all know we can make fun of him right back. It's just the type of relationship he has with his students. So thank you, Mr. Bernier, for being the best at giving advice and being the most entertaining teacher a student could ask for. Congratulations on your well-deserved recognition. We now would like to call up Mr. Jonathan Bernier up to the stage to say a few words and accept his Teacher of the Year gift from the National Junior Honor Society.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank the members of the National Junior Honor Society for honoring me with this award and the privilege of speaking with you tonight. An irony not lost on me, since this was not an organization I was ever invited to join when I was your age. My name is not in that book, despite the fact that I went to school here. Whether you are a new member being inducted tonight or an existing member who has maintained the rigorous criteria for membership, you have a reason to be proud of yourselves. You are part of an organization which celebrates scholarship, service, leadership, and character. This is not the culmination of work well done, but rather a benchmark and a reminder that you still have a long way to go. Tonight, I'd like to speak to you about one of the founding principles of this organization, which I happen to feel very passionately about: service and the importance of giving back to your community. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." He's right. You have all found success in the classroom, which is why we've gathered here tonight, to celebrate that success. But doing well will never be enough if you don't do good also. Our world and our community need you. If you were one of the hundreds of Westport kids who congregated at the soccer fields on Saturday mornings, you know those were all volunteers making it happen. If you were a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, all volunteers. If you enjoyed the athlete breakfasts, field day, school dances, played in the band, or went to Washington, D.C., you have the athletic boosters, music boosters, or PTO to thank. All of these endeavors are run by people willing to sacrifice their time and effort for the betterment of their community. Without them, you may never realize your love of sports, your passion for music, or had the opportunity to visit our nation's capital with 100 of your best friends. So here's my challenge to you today. Do something. Do something for someone with no benefit to yourself. Do something to make your community a better place. And I know that some of you are thinking, I'm too young, I can't drive, I wouldn't even know where to start. We'll start small. Call your grandparents, they'll love it. Help your neighbor mow the lawn, they'll appreciate it. Email one of the aforementioned parent organizations and say thank you. You'll make their day. How many emails of thanks do you think they ever receive? I'll bet it's far less than the complaints they get about the breakfast choices or why their son or daughter had to wear a hat in Washington. Tutor a younger student. You're some of the best and brightest Westport Middle School has to offer. Go ask your 5th grade math teacher if any of their students need extra help. I'll bet they do. But don't do it for the reward. It'll cheapen it. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Do it because service to your community will strengthen your connections to the world. Too often, people only do things because they want credit, the reward, or the attention. They want to put it on their college resume or post about it on social media. Climb the mountain so you can see the world, not so the world can see you. And you know what? Before you know it, you'll be hooked. You'll want to keep going because then you will learn the most interesting thing about the human experience is that being selfless is the best thing you can do for yourself. I want to share a quick story with you to bring this all home. A few months ago, my oldest son, along with several other members of my baseball team, began volunteering with the town baseball league coaching t-ball players. As many of you know, my son has a prosthetic leg, so he was immediately drawn to this young boy who was using a walker. Turns out this boy has cerebral palsy, a disorder which affects a person's ability to walk and maintain balance. He needs the walker to get around the field, and with the stone dust and uneasy grassy surfaces, he needed someone to push him. Ben, my son, became that person. Over the past few months, they have become close friends, and under no circumstances, none, will Ben miss a Saturday morning t-ball practice. And although the season's coming to an end in a few weeks, and I know they're going to stay in touch, a simple act of kindness has forged a bond between two people that wouldn't have happened without one person volunteering to give back to his community. In closing, I encourage all of you to do something, no matter how small. Don't wait for inspiration or passion to find you. Go out, get going, and when you find it, grab it with both hands and don't let go. It might just be the best decision you ever make. Thank you for your time.
Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which established our eligibility for this membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities, including serving on student council, participating in athletics, drama, clubs, and tutoring other students. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Westport chapter of the National Junior Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of these 5 qualities that serve as standards for the society. 5 of our current members will review these qualities for the candidates. We begin scholarship presented by our chapter's Vice President, Aaliyah Braun.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service, presented by our chapter secretary, Jenna Coulombe.
Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help both others at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Leadership, presented by our chapter's treasurer, Morgan Pacheco.
Leadership should exert a positive influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, and to lead is a meaningful charge to each of our members.
Character, presented by our chapter member, Ryan Keene.
Character is the force within the individual which distinguishes that person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It It is this force of character that guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we all value character.
Citizenship, presented by our chapter member, Boston DeMello.
Citizenship is the obligation each member of our society faces to live up to the democratic ideals given to us by the founders of our country. There are many responsibilities each of us has to our home, our community, our state, our nation, and our world. As good citizens, we are bound to live up to the laws and guidelines which unite us as a civilized society. Good citizens work together to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all our fellow citizens. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the freedoms and rights that we've been granted to us and in preventing injustice from entering our lives. We, the members of this chapter, are called to live up to the high standards of citizenship from this day forward.
At this time, will the new inductees please join us on the stage to participate in the candle lighting and pledge? Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals the ideals of my school and of my life. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Persico to the stage. As your name is called, please turn off your candle and please step forward to sign the official chapter register and receive your tokens of membership. Isabella Babb. Ethan Ferreira. Tane Leary. Brenna Legendra, Frankie Long, Liam McMahon, Talam Nadiris, Isaac Antonio, Kaylani Britlin, Olivia Connell, Kyle Ducharme, Camille Enos, Julia Evans, Abigail Forbes, Jonathan Gabry, Jenna George, Megan Goldenblum, Avery Howell, Madeline Melnick. Miles Schultz. Lauren Souza. Cameron Wilkinson. It is my pleasure to present to you our newest members of the Westport chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. Will the new members please be seated?
Thank you for all attending our National Junior Honor Society induction ceremony. We want to thank our Vice Principal, our Chapter Advisor, and our Faculty Council for their support. In just a moment, the new inductees will recess, after which you are all invited to join us in the foyer for a reception in their honor. But before doing so, please join me once again in applauding all of our Junior Honor Society members. Thank you. And now, will everyone please stand as our newest members of the National Junior Honor Society recess? Back up, guys.